Week 9 underdog preview. And boy, do we have a lot of things to discuss. A late Friday afternoon news dump, flipping this slate on its head. How high up should you chase Kyle Monangai? We're going to discuss that today. We'll go through our favorite scrolls at each position, top plays, macro overview of strategy that we are seeing for this slate. Then we'll, of course, get into some drafts, including the Deposit Kingdom and Badge Bros Brawl. We'll check in on the 12-person lobbies with the Dawg Bowl with only a few more weeks to go to qualify for that. And then we'll wrap up, spicing it up here on Halloween. Off and on the clock, Pete, John, Nez, let's do it. All right, fellas, welcome back to Off and on the Clock. John, coming off of the birthday. How was the birthday for you?
Oh yeah, it was a good time. Did some pumpkin carving with the nieces and nephews and stuff like that. Really low key at this age, Pete. It was a pretty chill night.
But tonight is your big night. It always has to be low key, right? Because you got to save up for Halloween.
I think tonight will be chill too. I think we're gonna go trick or treating alongside one of the nieces, the littlest niece, and then we're gonna watch the baseball game. Really excited about the World Series game, so getting together with some friends for that. So, yeah, these costume dressing days are behind me, unlike you guys, or maybe now they're ahead of me. They're ahead of me at some point.
Oh. I feel like I got shamed into it. You know, people were disappointed throughout the shows on the week for not being dressed up. So I had to go through the prop closet, and I thought, getting back to our hand builder ways with the Sims takeover, I had to establish and get back to our roots here.
You look good, man. You look good. I like the whole outfit you got going on. I went as a winner today with the full kit wanker with the buckos. So I was inspired. I wasn't going to wear this, and then, I like to get a sneak preview of what Pete's rocking on the, on the cram shows beforehand. So I couldn't let him go alone on that.
That's a pretty spooky costume you got there. Ghosts of Pirates pitching past. Is that what you're going? Garrett Cole, Chris Archer. Is that what we're going
All right,
for?
man. We got it.
Wow.
Don't need to go down the list and open up wounds here. Come on now.
The OGs in the Deposit Kingdom will realize for a long time when the server first started, up until maybe, 2 to 3 years ago, the avatar for the server was me in the hand builder costume back. And I think I had like some gloves on for some reason in that photo. And then eventually I was like, this is probably alienating people from joining the server. Like it looks like it's some like S&M type of freak show in there, which it basically is, but not the time they thought. Yeah.
Find the right channels. If you find the right channels, it definitely is.
That's right. All right, guys, let's get to it because we do have a ton of ground to cover as usual. I mean, let's start with the news because that's going to be, on everyone's mind. We get Rhamondre Stevenson officially ruled out. We get DeAndre Swift ruled out. I think, the pivot from Swift to Monangai is just so much cleaner than the pivot from Rhamondre to Trevion Henderson. Obviously, these are going to come into play, I think, in both the 6 and 12 mans. But how are you guys going to handle these new RB opportunities?
I'm a little pissed off this morning because I just ripped 10 of them and I thought I was super sharp for getting to that Monangai stuff. I was hoping this news would be a little bit later breaking than this, but I honestly think there's fun angles to both of them, and they're both going to be under-owned relative to their projection unless everyone who drafted Swift previously swaps onto Monangai. I guess that would be like the one thing that could get his ownership inflated. But Swift wasn't even getting 100% drafted in the 6 persons before this anyways. Like, he was RB 9 or 10 at different increments of the week there, had the Q tag beside him. So yeah, and it's not a given that everybody's going to swap onto that. I think they're good. They're both good scroll plays. One of my favorite angles right now in the 6 persons is actually playing Drake May with Hendo in the last round. I just built like 5 of those.
I like that. I mean, if Hendo hits, it's going to be through an explosive play in the passing game. Like him getting to 20 points, he's going to have to take a screen pass to the house. I mean, sure, he could take a rush to the house, but it just seems like with his struggles with the interior rushing that it's like, hey, let's just go full pass rate over expectation here and let Hendo cook as a receiver.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think between the two of them, I prefer Menungai. Kind of like as we alluded to, which is like really funny to say coming into the season. If we knew that, like, hey, nutted spot for Menungai or Hendo, who you got? And if we knew the answer was Menungai, I think we'd all be kind of like pissing ourselves. Like, what happened? What happened with Hendo? Why is that the case? But yeah, I think the spot. They're both really good spots. They're both going to look good. I think they both become like very draftable in 6-persons. Me personally, though, I've been like fully entrenched with Dawg Bowl stuff this week. So like, I've got takes that, will apply to the 6-person stuff, but like really I've been like in grind mode for Dawg Bowls. And I only have one Rhamondre, one Swift share each. So like dodged a bullet, sure. But now like if I want those guys of Menungai and Hendo, I got to pay up for it. And, I think I'm doing as many as I can. Going to have to mix them into my portfolio, and I will at their new price.
Yeah. I just want to mention real quick, obviously we're kind of talking about swap stuff with the assumption that most people watching are familiar with this, including this question from Rini here. Chat, do I have to switch my Swift now? Does it do it automatically? I'm kind of new. Sorry. I got something beautiful for you, Rini, and it's completely free. The entire swap section of the Underdog Masterclass is free. All you do, put your email in. There's screen share tutorials from John on how to do it, whether you're on mobile, whether you're on desktop. Everything you need to know about swapping is there. And I will say the nice thing about this dynamic, maybe as opposed to the Drake London news that happened last Sunday, is we have some time to think about it. We have some time to sit here, see where the Menungai ADP comes. There are situations where in the 6-mans, I would not apply this to the 12-mans, but in the 6-mans, you might say, I don't necessarily want to do my Menungai swap because he settles at an ADP of 20 and is, really high owned. Or you just love the play and you do want to do that. So all of those things we're going to have some time to think about, but the actual mechanics of swapping and some of this strategy, just highly recommend checking out this free lesson in the masterclass there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well said. Hey, Pete, on the front of what you were saying there is, I just got I was going to say on the front of what you were saying there is we're a little bit less full in terms of bill rate this week right now too. So there's definitely way more room to rise for the chalk plays rise this week than before. I was going to give you an actual percentage, and now I'm fumbling over my words because I got logged out of my PC account there. 33% now.
That's a really good point, because some of these weeks, if it's at 60 or 70%, then maybe you have to worry about it less, but the closing ADP will be closer to the truth than it would in other weeks. So yeah, I think that's a good shout there. Yeah, I think what do you guys think about Henderson in the 6-mans? I mean, he's not going to get steamed nearly as much as Menungai, and also won't project as well. John, you mentioned correlating him with Drake May. I like that angle. Nez, would you do any one-off Henderson in the 6s?
Yeah, I would for sure. I don't think his ownership's going to be anywhere like close to like what it should be if he was starting the week as the assumed starter. And yeah, Hendo's been bad. Everyone knows he's been bad. Rhamondre's been terrible too, man. Like, the only difference is that like the coach likes him. So I think with that said, like how much worse can it really get, right? Like, honestly, the outlook probably looks better for Hendo now than it did when Rhamondre was in there healthy and assumed starting. So, I mean, I like the spot for Hendo, man. Like, presume good matchup here at home. I mean, it's him and Terrell Jennings, and I didn't know who Terrell Jennings was until it was like a joke that Jennings got work over Hendo. If Jennings gets work over Hendo here, like somehow, it's over. It's Hendo over, man. It's just, it could not possibly be a bigger like stake in the heart there. And man, that's just not. There's just no way that happens, right? There's just no way, right?
The only way you could frame it would be like goal line stuff. But yeah, it's terrible on a team level if your second round pick, who you guys pick to be like, hey, we're going to contend this year and we're going to need running back help this year, and then he gets worked over by your undrafted free agent guy from whatever, Florida, wherever it was.
Yeah. And it is an interesting spot. Like I was reading Karane's walkthrough this morning and saying he liked the matchup for them on the ground way more than through the air. And, Pat is like the biggest Drake May bull in the fantasy space. And he said, this is the first week I'm even lower than consensus on Drake May than, the public, which definitely is borne out in the ADPs. I mean, he's QB3 on this slate. I think this starts to open up some really unique possibilities as far as playing it through Henderson. And guess what? We all wanted to play the Travis Hunter breakout. You know what? The Slappy Seals, when God closes a Travis Hunter, he opens up a Trevion Henderson. So you can redirect all of your hopium in one single direction.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the other one in this same conversation that's going to be the least sexy of the bunch, who's going to have the highest ADP, is going to be from the game environment where everyone's playing the quarterbacks, is going to be the Kareem Hunt stuff. And if you're just like, gun to my head, if these ADPs hold right now, he's the one that I'd want to play least out of the three. I think I'd rank it Monangai, Hendo, Hunt.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I do think Hunt's still just a really interesting piece in that what he does is just he's the asshole in that game. And, so many teams will have, obviously, Allen and Mahomes pieces from that game. And there's worlds where, Kareem Hunt scores 2 touchdowns, has 80 yards, slows the game down, and his 18 points in the 6th round is plays very well for you. So, but I'm with you. I haven't been getting to him much at all. Mainly been clicking, Jalen Warren, Tyrone Tracy, ahead of him.
Yeah, he'd have to do the David Montgomery impersonation effectively, where it's like he scores 2 on the ground with like 65 yards with no explosion kind of deal, but he rips away from everyone else.
Let's, before we get maybe drilled down into the positions, any other kind of macro for you guys on the slate? I guess one thing, I'm like 50 plus 6 persons deep this week. I found QB to be, I normally feel like I have a little more creativity or kind of like optionality with stuff. I'm feeling a little more limited in quarterback this week. I have some angles that I like, but there isn't like this buffet of options. I feel like I'm getting funneled to more specific stuff without going like crazy off the board. Do you guys feel similarly?
I think looking at the ADPs, I agree with you, Pete. Like for me on my end, Daniel Jones has been a huge target of mine in Dawg Bowls. He's like so the way Dawg Bowls work is it's Mahomes, it's Josh Allen, and then it's everybody else. And in that everybody else range, I think Daniel Jones has a clear leg up. And because he has like a million stack options in the 6th, if you get Tyler Warren, obviously, take Daniel Jones with them. And I think he has a lot of different ways to get home. This is like one of my favorite games on the slate this week. He's QB5 here, but like as we've kind of learned, like QB5 isn't necessarily like a bad ADP, right? Like we assumed in years past without percentages that being tight end 5 or QB5 is bad because that means you're close to 100%, when that's really like not the case at all. Like you're really more like 60%. So like if Daniel Jones holds his QB5 throughout this week, and I mean, I think it will, right? We got Stafford that's like staring you in the face if you were a Puka or Devontae drafter. We have Herbert there with all the Chargers guys. Get Goff, is always there with his stack pieces. Caleb, Daniel Jones to me, man, at his like well under 100% ownership on this slate, like or drafted percentage, whatever. Love it. Love Daniel Jones, man. And I guess we can get into the game later, but love it, man.
And to your point about the ownership, so you can. The biggest clue is kind of like the ADP gaps. And I love being able to see here from the in-game syndicate, the draft caddy extension. So like the ownership, Mahomes 100, Allen 100, Drake May 83%, Herbert 80, and then a huge drop down to Daniel Jones at QB5 to 44%. And this shows that there is no consensus QB5 on the slate after Herbert's off the board. People are grabbing their stack partner. And for whatever reason, he isn't like a sexy unstacked quarterback for people. Like, how when Drake May is QB5 or whatever, like people are like, I'm happy to take Drake May, like unstacked QB5. I don't know what it is. I'm guessing like most of the ownership is just like Tyler Warren drafters, but that's all to say, like Daniel Jones is not your typical QB5, like Nez was saying there.
Yeah. Good points, boys. I think for me on the macro stuff, I agree with you guys on the scrollability of quarterback this week. It's normally a place I like to go dumpster diving, and this week it feels better to go dumpster diving at the flex positions there. I think the fragility of the upper echelon chalk is what's driving that this week in terms of the flex. We had such strong running back plays the last 2 weeks that like you saw it on Redacted. Everybody wanted to spend up for it. everybody was trying to jam 2 of it on our site to start their drafts and then kind of figuring it out. And it paid dividends, right? Like last week, what was it? Troy Franklin and Michael Pittman Jr. are the 2 highest scoring wide receivers on our slate. I think this week it feels way more like there's 10 plays that have to get drafted every draft between the flex positions. And then outside of those 10, man, you can scroll to position 50 and you're not sacrificing that much, or, cumulative position 50. I'm combining the flex with running back and wide receiver right now.
Yeah. The other kind of like macro dynamic is I've generally been pretty pro scroll at tight end, and I'm really, really struggling with it this week. Just really preferring these high end options. Then even when you get outside of the top 5, you get Kelsey and Kincaid in the game of the week, Laporta, and then man, like once you're after Kincaid, like I can tell myself a story on like a Pitts or a Theo. But I don't know. I don't have much creativity at tight end this week.
No, me neither, man. Like it's such a stacked tight end slate that I don't think I do not think it's a good idea. I mean, yeah, you're going to have the ownership discount for sure, but what you have to do on top of like be the only person to draft that player is asking so many good plays to fail on top of that. It just doesn't seem necessary.
Yeah, we were so close to getting a reason to like, Loveland, or a reason to want to jam like Hunter Henry with your skinny stacks and stuff like that. But now with the Bowers looking like he's almost going to be, I don't want to say I'm tempering my expectations 100%, but like those top 4 just look so strong. And then the next 2 are kind of like a tier of their own that it feels like the ceilings of the next 2 or next 3 basically, don't warrant scrolling too far. Unless, you believe in the narrative, boys, of Tyler Shuck being the guy who fully unlocks the Taysom Hill experience.
Oh, God. I mean, there's scrolls and then there's scrolls. My God. I'm like trying to find him on here. He's probably in alphabetical. There he is. Yeah.
They actually don't list him in the ADP anymore because he's just in my lineup. Like he's not available in the player pool for everybody else. He's just in mine.
All right, let's circle back and do kind of maybe a little bit more position by position, at least get some of the scrolls here. I do like there's some stuff I like at quarterback. I think, pairing, Puka with Stafford is going to be a good play. Obviously, like his ownership is going to be like 100% with either Puka or Adams. Like I don't think anyone is coloring outside of the lines there. Caleb with Rome will be popular. There'll be some love with Kraft. Dart is kind of the fun naked quarterback this week that I think you can play in a few different ways. Anything else you guys are liking down here for the gems?
Go ahead, Ness.
I mean, I don't care what you guys say. I think Aaron Rodgers, man, is actually in play here. This game is so intriguing to me. Like, I don't think people understand that the total is what it is, and that the Steelers, like, by the numbers, have one of the most efficient offenses in football right now. Like, we went from pivoting to the Steelers defense, we'll figure it out. Said, nah, Steelers defense is toast. But the offense, though, the offense is pretty fucking efficient, man. I mean, they run 5 different tight ends. It's annoying, but by EPA, they're one of the most efficient offenses through the air and on the ground. We've seen Rodgers have 4 touchdown games in the past. They're going to have to throw, man. They're going to have to throw. Indy's going to walk all over them. But Rodgers has been able to show that he can keep things moving. And the Colts defense sneaky stinks. So, I mean, I'm just saying, man, you do Rodgers with Metcalf and you get like a monster Metcalf game like that. We've seen that recipe work so many times this season, where it's like good wide receiver 1 paired with like 2% drafted QB. And it's like, oh yeah, like that's what you needed. And I think that can happen. That can happen here in this spot. But obviously with my Halloween attire, there is a smidgen of bias, but I promise I'm trying to use facts and logic here.
I mean, it's supposed to be way more pace up than I originally anticipated. So I'll give you that. And the 50.5 is like pretty good. My thing's just like with 0 rushing, like it lacks ceiling. It's like playing Stafford, but playing it differently. And now we've seen a Stafford slate win this year. So maybe there's merit in it. If you get like a 5% owned Rodgers, I think it lacks ceiling in the 6s. I could totally see it in the Dawg Bowl stuff.
Yep. Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, Yuta was just talking about really liking this spot for Rodgers in the past game. And obviously, I think in the 6-mans, you're not getting to a Calvin Austin and probably not getting to the tight ends. But I think there's a lot to like there for just that game environment. So, yeah, I'm with you there, Nez. I do like Trevor Lawrence. I wish Hunter was playing, so it was kind of a little more split as far as how people were playing it. Now you're going to have more of a chalk kind of pairing there with Lawrence and BTJ. But considering how Lawrence's ADP, it's still not going to be anything crazy high owned. So I'm still with that there.
Yeah. Tighter band for me this week. I probably won't be doing a ton of scrolling in the 6s, like past the Caleb Love dart tier, but like, Bo Nix peaks and valleys. I know it's a terrible defensive matchup, but if you just want to run Bo Nix naked, you can do it. Flacco, I'm really scared. I really want to like just jam Chase at 3 again and just be like, this is exactly what we saw last week with like Jets and stuff, but they just activated another quarterback off the practice squad. I'm legit scared throwing shoulder there. I want to like it. I think JJ McCarthy's the kind of one fun one where it's like you get a dome, you get some garbage time, can do some stuff with his legs. He would be like kind of like my furthest possible scroll.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where, I always like to take a look at these 100% drafted wide receivers. And, you look up here and all of these guys, I guess Flacco is if Flacco didn't have the injury designation, I think people would be maybe drafting him like closer to Caleb this week. But Jefferson and McCarthy is the one that stands out as the quarterback really going overlooked. And then to Nez's guy, Rodgers with Metcalf there. So yeah, there's always warrant. Like if Jefferson's going nuts, if he's putting up a 30 ball, like McCarthy's having a good game. Like that's just how it is.
Mm-hmm. If we knew Flacco was going, would you guys put Chase like 1 or 2?
He'd still be 3 for me. I'm still taking CMC and JT.
Yeah.
But I take Puka over him too.
You take Puka over him still? Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, I'm glad you mentioned that, John, because before today, I had been slamming Puka ahead of Chase because I thought like, even if there's a 50% chance Flacco plays, I don't want to be like holding that bag there. Then he comes in and it sounds like he's okay. And I'm like, okay, I'll get back to getting Chase stuff. And now, like you mentioning with the quarterback getting called up and worrying, like, even if he does play, if you get him with limitations, it's like, it sucks because you want to stack a decent amount of Chase with Flacco. And then like that gets questionable. And then you're like, does he have the 25-point ceiling with an injured Flacco playing, or God forbid, Jake Browning?
Jake Browning. Yeah. I mean, the one nice thing you could say about Jake Browning is in the weeks with Flacco, he hasn't pushed the ball downfield. It's all been like, it's been shitty version of JSN last year. You know what I mean? Like low ADOT, all near the line of scrimmage, that sort of stuff. For all Jake Browning's flaws, at least he had like those 60-yard receptions and stuff with Browning, not with Flacco.
And there's huge trickle down effects to this entire game, right? Like hampered Joe Flacco. We also get the switch from Swift to Manungai, and Manungai, I think, can chew up more ground and extend drives. Like they'll just be more comfortable to like give him carries, whereas Swift was naturally kind of like more of a space, speed up the game type guy. So like if you give injured Flacco and Manungai, like this could go from like a really sick game environment to a depressing one pretty fast.
Yeah, especially the way Caleb's been playing recently. No Luther Burden too, so I mean, limited snaps, but definitely a field stretch archetype guy.
Let's head over to running back. We've kind of hit on the Hendo and Manungai stuff. I guess to just like put a bow on the Manungai conversation. Where do you guys think he settles for ADP? It has to be ahead of Genti at 28.9, right?
Agreed. Like 18, that Vidal area. Vidal kind of dependent on the Haskins stuff. Like I like Vidal with no Haskins. If Haskins is in, I get a little scared. And we just definitively got the Roshan out. We were assuming Roshan out as well, but that really helps bolster Manungai's workload as well.
Yeah, man, he's gonna go like. Now, ADP-wise, I don't know if he'll make it there, but he's definitely going to leapfrog Genty.
Yeah.
I just don't know if the ADP will catch up to it. Man, is he going to project better than Kamani Vidal? Because my guess is yes.
Especially if, to John's point, if the Haskins stuff comes in. Yeah, I think they'll probably project similarly, and his ADP or his like true ADP where he'll go in drafts will be right in between Vidal and Genty.
Yeah.
Wow, man. I mean, like, he might look better than James Cook. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like ETR's projection on James Cook was already like maybe a little lower than people who watched him look incredible last week would expect.
Mm-hmm.
You really got to go back to find the last time James Cook caught a ball. And
not
like,
in the game. Yeah.
And what do you think the guys are going to do? What do you think the Bills are going to do against the Chiefs, man? Like, I don't think they're going to be able to be afforded to run the ball very much.
Yeah.
So, like, dude, Monangai is the guy, man. Damn. This is a conundrum.
Yep. As far as other, kind of scrolls, we mentioned like Warren and Tracy, Kareem Hunt. Anything else you guys are doing past that kind of grouping?
Rico.
You are doing some Rico. Okay. Getting more positive coach speak today again, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Rico's up to 71 scrimmage yards post comments.
Really?
And pick'ems.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He was.
How does that compare?
Yeah. Good.
Oh, I was just curious. How does that scrimmage yards compare to, say, like Tracy and Warren?
Yeah. Tracy is like 70, 78. Warren is 85.
Okay. So definitely in that conversation.
And that's clearly like still being worked because like they don't know. They like they're still trying to like settle on a number there, but it's going to be give or take probably like 71 obviously with Rico. I think it could go higher. I agree with John. I like Rico a lot, man. And even like if you look at last week's usage, they already kind of told us Rico was the starter. Chuba got most of his work in garbage time. Hayden Winks has been putting out some really, really good charts in terms of like running back touches juxtaposed to win percentage and like at what point in the game those touches were given. And Chuba's was like all garbage time, all sub 10% win percentage. So like they kind of already operated like this, and now we were just getting confirmation, which is like kind of annoying, but I think that just maybe bolsters the confidence a little bit more for us.
It, dude.
Yeah, I was thinking that one through, Nez, because I really want to play some Jordan Love this week too, and thinking of ways that gets home. And I think Rico is probably a big part of that getting home as well.
For sure.
Being forced to throw. Any other deep scrolls, John, you want to call out here?
Yeah, I mean, we keep going back to this Alvin Kamara that like the usage will finally fully be there, and that we get a game environment that necessitates it, and maybe Shuck throws more to the running backs. Who knows, man? But I don't know. I think it's more of a Dawg Bowl, like the Dawg Bowl stuff of like Kamara, Chubb, Aaron Jones is like so fragile and probably a bridge too far for even me in the 6 persons. I think. The 6 persons for me, I think I'd just rank it Monangai, Rico, Hendo, Hunt, Tracy as like my 5 scrolls in that order.
It is. It's a fun scroll slate. It's definitely like top heavy and bottom heavy. Like the mid range is kind of bleak. You could see from like Vidal to, and if you don't like Genty, like Vidal to Warren, like there's just a huge gap where no one's even taking running backs there. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. The super Dawg Bowl, like only if you want to play it before you see it, would be like has Spears flipped Pollard. Like there's one there. P Ryan being said in the chat if you want game environment there, like he had a nice rip there. The Brashard Smith, like do they really trust Hunt to be a full 3-down guy? If somehow KC gets in a trailing game script, does it just become Brashard Smith day? Like I don't know, but they're so fragile.
Yeah, I think like the ceiling for Brashard Smith is like one of those Justice Hill type games where it's still not even a ton of work, but maybe he rips off a a screen pass or whatever and gets a good play. But man, I can't see him getting over more than like 8 touches.
Yeah, like rather play Jordan Mason than that, and Jordan Mason behind him.
I was like looking, because I was reading the walkthrough and I was like, I have not seen the Vikings running backs in my app at all. I don't know. There's like in the 12 persons, was Aaron Jones getting drafted much? Or not?
No, not really.
Not every time. I saw him go twice this morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, little intrigue there in the 12s, and that game gets popping off there.
This ADP 72, so like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running back 22 or whatever.
Yeah. Let's talk wide receiver here. We kind of discussed the Chase and Puka dynamic. I think everybody's on board with Rashi, Amon-Ra. We discussed the Jefferson with McCarthy. Let's get kind of more down into the 20s here. Nez, I know you like Metcalf, obviously. Nico has been kind of the projection darling that the field doesn't necessarily love here. And then we're pretty quickly into scroll territory. So what are your guys' wide receiver thoughts?
Well, there's so much of the slate left to fill, which is like kind of annoying, but because like Nico and Drake London, man, at their ADPs are like really, really good scrolls. And it just like sets up like at the moment based on like the meta to be like elite running back, elite tight end, running back, QB, wide receiver. Like based on the way that these ADPs are laid out, because getting Rome back, like Rome's ADP 20, but like Nico back here, he's going to play. Pittman back here in a 50 total. Drake London, Brian Thomas now looks like awesome without Travis Hunter. You know, we can assume much more production his way or much more volume his way. There's just so many good options back here that it to me, it just makes so much sense to just kind of wait. But if everybody's doing that, then, you know, and everybody's playing chicken, that's a different story. But London and Nico back here are crazy good value.
Yep. Fully agree with you, Ness. Love your assessment. I think that's exactly how people are playing it. That's what my first 5 this morning after the new news was, how I played it. I think it introduces a really nice dynamic to double scroll with your last 2 picks, a little NBA-esque there where you only play one of these wide receivers and then you scroll down to like Hendo or you scroll down to Rico or whatever, so that you're leveraging 2 of your roster spots with it alongside. But yeah, I mean, there's some good picks down below here. Obviously, nobody really likes to play like against the Houston stuff, but Sutton feels good at ADP. Play a little flop lag there. I like the Addison stuff, like playing like I did a skinny this morning where I did like Addison and JMO together, and you play exactly as Nez built, like 2 of the chalk running backs, 1 of the elite tight ends, and then just Addison, JMO, and then scroll for JJ or scroll for Goff to go alongside it. Yeah, you pointed out earlier there, Pete, to play the Packers game. Nobody really wants to play the Packers game. It's hard to pinpoint the wide receiver, but you know, Golden's buried, Tet's buried. So if you want to play some of that stuff, and
we did just get news that Wicks is out, which makes it a little bit cleaner for like Watson and Dobbs. I mean, Dobbs is unimpacted, but probably good for Watson.
Did I say I said Golden instead of Dobbs? I'm staring at Dobbs' name.
Yeah. No, I think you said both.
Okay. And then DJ Moore, no Luther Burden, banged up tight end room. If you want to play that game environment, everyone's going to play Monangai and Rome. Rome was banged up all week in practice. DJ Moore had that nice broken play the other day. I mean, I could scroll for days at the flex positions, like I alluded to earlier. I
keep saying flex positions like you're jamming in 2 tight ends here.
You never know, man. You never know with John.
Just to like emphasize the Nico thing, like here's a thought experiment for you. Let's say we were coming off of this game against Jacksonville where he did like a Nico thing, 11 targets, 8 receptions, touchdown, 18.4 points. And they were playing the Broncos and we got news that Surtain was going to be out. I feel pretty confident to say on this slate, his ADP would be about 12 or 13. He'd go after Jefferson and before Adams. So I do really think you are getting about a 15 pick ADP discount on him. And maybe you can quibble and say he's not in like the elite tier. And I think I'd actually agree with you, but he's still just massively mispriced.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you could say the exact same. That's why it's going to get increasingly hard to scroll, when that becomes really chalky and Menungai become really chalky, because you're effectively getting a 15 pick discount on both of them right now. And then you layer in London there. So it's going to be even harder to scroll the later we go in the week because those guys are going to project so nicely pushing up, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And you're going to have to really think through your lineups with those guys. So like even looking at the Run the Sims projection, like even though Nico, like he's come up a little bit, his ownership's at like 73%. So like I don't think of him so much as a scroll and more just like a really, really strong value. And like if I'm getting to my last selection, I think you were kind of saying this, John, I'm still looking for like probably a uniqueness lever to pull. And not saying that like my lineup's going to be unique with Nico. And I think we can now extend that to even Menungai.
Yeah, that's a really good show, because if you're drafting this on Friday afternoon, it feels like you're going to be unique, but you roll the cards over on Sunday morning and they're both 85% after swaps go through, maybe even higher, 92 plus. And then it's like, oh shit, I thought I was scrolling.
And just to give people another thing to think about. So like last week, I think like Pittman's ADP, he was pacing to be about like 40 to 50% owned. And then he becomes the default swap because there's so much with AJ Brown, Drake London, Nico. His ownership clocks in at about 70%. So you were, just doing my bro math, you're getting about a 20% boost of just swap stuff there to his ownership. So you're going to think about that with like Menungai too. Like we're going to get his like true ownership from this point on is going to be 100%. And then you're also going to get all of the Swift and likely maybe some Rhamondre teams too, all swapping to him as the best swap. So like the ownership is essentially fake. Like his ADP is fake as it pertains to ownership. He's going to be like 70 to 80%, like in a similar range as Nico would be my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well said. I mean, you could assume that they're going to be 100% drafted from here on out. So there's a guaranteed 65%. Like that's the literal baseline, like to lowest possible. And we know
and it's not to say he's not a good pick. It's just saying it's almost like build your roster as if he has an ADP of 20 instead of an ADP of 35.
Yeah. Well 100%. Framed. Yeah.
Any other, I do like the Addison call. Like I love those guys where if you're playing the game environment and like they can speed it up. I'm with Nez on like the Metcalf stuff. One other one I'll shout out, because Jackson Dart is getting drafted a good bit and Wan'Dale Robinson isn't. And that's another like disparity thing. Like you'll notice in the ETR projections, like ETR subs will be clicking a lot of Dart, but it'll almost be entirely unstacked or maybe with Niners pieces. I like the idea of getting to Robinson or Theo with a decent amount of my Dart stuff, because I think that's actually going to be the unique way to play Dart.
Well said. Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought up Niners there.
JMO. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Had to sneak that in. Had to sneak in JMO. Yeah. I mean,
that's the mini Addison correlation. Yeah.
Listen, man, we don't really use he's due very often on this show. Hardly ever. We try to be better than that. He's due, man. He's fucking due. And he's at home, big favorites against a division rival here. The humblest squeaky wheel of all time, by the way. He got asked, like, hey, how you feeling about not getting the ball? He's like, why would I possibly be mad? Like, we're winning games. I have nothing to complain about. Just basically what he said. So all that to say, like he said, he did the right thing. He answered the question correctly. JMO's getting an end around. He might even get a deep ball.
Ooh.
Just
watch out. Dan Campbell loved that clickbait too. Dan Campbell.
That was such a good quote, dude. I love that.
Yeah, he's like, that's my guy. That's the guy we were hyping up.
That's what they wanted to hear, man.
Oh yeah.
I need to try that next time. Like Lawrence asked me, she's like, "Babe, are you frustrated right now?" Why would I be frustrated? I'm me. And she'd be like, "That's specifically why I think you'd be frustrated."
You're not fooling anybody, Peter.
Yeah, and Yuta mentioned it too, that he likes the he's like, when an offense can do whatever they want, which you kind of expect the Lions to be able to do here, like playing into the squeaky wheel. Is fun. I think the question always is like, can you get to 20, which is I think what you're probably going to need from some of these scrolls. And I think JMO can, but man, yeah, he's going to need a ripper of a play to kick that off.
Yeah. As we know, the volume is not the angle here.
Yeah. But I will say too, just like everywhere, like the team total in the Dome matchup for the Lions is not reflective in enthusiasm across the DFS space for the Lions this week. I mean, it's Gibbs and Amon-Ra, who, always are exciting, and you're getting to Laporta, nobody's getting to JMO. People are barely getting to Goff, maybe some Amon-Ra teams. I like it, man. Like, if this was a week 17 matchup, we would have been talking about this one all summer when we were correlating our best ball teams, and now it's kind of just like,
Yeah, and if we didn't have like the recent sample size of how Minnesota's looked, coupled with the fact that KC has looked so amazing, like this would be kind of like the battling it out for chalk game of the week right now.
Yeah.
But the fact that KC's looked incredible, like everybody just wants to jam that game, right?
Yep. All right, let's head over to tight end. Go ahead.
Last one. Outside wide receivers from outside wide receivers versus the Giants. So Juwan Jennings, if we get Purdy. If we don't get Purdy, maybe some Keyshawn Boutte with Mac Jones. But I think I like Jennings more.
Bourne, yeah.
Oh, Bourne. I mix up Boutte and Bourne every damn week.
Basically the same player. So
both former Patriots, both tethered to bad quarterback play in the past.
All right, yeah, tight end, we kind of said it, just a really, really strong top 5 by projection. Warren, Kraft, Kittle, Bowers, Gadsden. I'm not going to say anything bad about them, which is a compliment for me, because normally I like to say something bad about like the tight end 4 and tight end 5 on a slate. Normally they're more like Jake Ferguson-ass plays. I mean, Bowers fully healthy at 26, Gadsden at 28, just really, really strong plays. Anything else that you guys are doing here other than, correlating and taking best available?
Similar to the quarterback position, like pretty tight band for me this week. I'll be concentrated around the upper 4 in particular. But if you're going to force me to scroll, it's TJ Hawkinson for that game environment, and it's Theo Johnson with Jackson Dart.
Love the Theo call. He's the one down here. Nez, I'm super bummed that we're not like no Kmet would have made the Loveland scroll really, really fun against the Bengals.
Oh, I know, man. That was that was a fun one. I was avoiding that in Dawg Bowls because I was like waiting, like, man, Kmet might be healthy, and was like waiting to pounce on that. So played that well, but unfortunately, no Loveland scroll there. Yeah, man, I can't, like, in good faith really, like, give any other scrolls other than, like, Hunter Henry, like 100% drafted Drake May, stack him with Henry, pray that's where that game goes through. That's about it for me, man. The tight ends are just too damn strong.
Yeah. I'll do I'll do some, obviously, Mahomes, Kelsey. I'll do a couple Allen, Kincaids, and just saying maybe Kincaid wakes up with a 2-touchdown game and can outscore the top tight ends, and just because it's so fucking hard to stack Josh Allen, that it's nice to have that a few times. But yeah, where do you? Well, I guess I've been kind of asking everybody this question today, like the Bauer stuff. I guess it's more through our underdog lens. Let's say next week, what do you think Brock Bowers' ADP is, or in the next main slate?
The same, unless he pops off. Like, probably, I would say probably like 8 spots higher, and there'd be like a tighter band. But like, I don't know, 28th or 29th in pass rate over expectation, slog ass game. They play slow as fuck. Gino's been bad. His knee might still be junk. I'm gonna play a bit this week, but like, I really got to see it first, kind of thing.
If he pops off, he's like the one guy that I think can rise the most. If he does have a great game, where it's like, don't give a shit. He's back. He was hurt. Now he's healthy. It's Brock Bowers. We were drafting this guy 1-2 turn, all best ball long. Like, it's different now. Like, we're taking Bowers in the second round or at the end of the first round.
Yeah.
But he obviously needs the results there, because if the results aren't there, it's trouble. But love Bowers though, just like in a vacuum this week. I'm buying that he looks good, man. No brace, could play even with the brace. So like, really got to assume like different outcome here for Bowers.
Yeah. Yeah, the tight ends need to show a lot to really move up. I mean, because I'm just looking at the George Kittle stuff, right? I mean, he even scores 12.3 last week, has the touchdown, like decent score for a tight end. And Kittle's a guy we were routinely drafting between like pick 12 and 16 last year. And he still is just at 22 because Kraft nukes. Warren has such a high floor this year. But it's like, you got to show the field that you could really pop off before they're willing to elevate you up there.
Yeah, it doesn't help that it's so top heavy, like 1 through 6 too, that like you can just afford to chill.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there's enthusiasm for Daniel Jones with Tyler Warren. There's a little bit with Tucker Kraft, but obviously with Kittle and Bowers, no one is touching those quarterbacks. So I think that impacts it too. Like if you had the stacking option, like when Purdy's back, that probably helps pull up Kittle a little bit too.
It would, in my eyes.
We're going to have a really interesting decision next week. I just looked at the slate, and he's actually Thursday night game against the Broncos right now. So primetime Palooza with the Warp conversation with him could be ugly. Like if he goes 5 for 50 with no score this week, like that Warp conversation in a PTP Thursday night is going to be an ugly one.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, should we do some drafting here?
Let's get into it.
All right, we are going to start like we always do with the Deposit Kingdom contest here. We will scroll over in the lobby, and like a present we get to unwrap here. It is always there for us. $10 3 max contest, 1,104 entrants. Hop in here, and I will review the winning teams on the portfolio review on Monday morning. And we can talk through some small field strategy here, guys, from the 102. I guess this is like, it's never like that important of a question, but it is fun to discuss in these spots. Are you guys team CMC or JT 101 this week?
I'm trying to middle it, man. I'm trying to have like exactly the same amount of both. But I was JT to start the week. In Dawg Bowls, I was taking JT.
Okay. What about you, Jeff?
I'm CMC right now. I've been playing CMC over JT the majority of the week there, but I could see it either way. Last week I was more JT over Bijan, and then I started to hedge later in the week when we got the Drake London stuff. I think I'm just gonna stay put this week, and I'm gonna be CMC over JT and let the RNG gods decide.
Yeah, it was so funny. Like for some reason in my first 25 drafts, and are we good taking JT here?
Yes, sir.
I was just getting, it was like half RNG, half like CMC slipping, but I literally through 30 drafts had 45% CMC and 6% JT. So I just started taking JT at 101 because I'm like, this is out of control. I do get the CMC projection being slightly better, and it's a great matchup, but I don't know, man. We've been asking all season for the Colts to get pushed. It's okay, here's finally a matchup where maybe this game could be competitive for more. And now we don't want JT. And the whole thing too is Mac Jones has been so disappointing. We've seen the team crater and CMC fail in this Mac Jones led offense. I just think there's more fragility to the CMC projection than there is JT.
Very fair point.
Yeah. I think the reason CMC is getting the nod over Jonathan Taylor is that the Giants run defense has been kind of bad this season. So you can finally kind of give CMC some more efficiency. The run game is improving with Kittle back. That I think that's giving the edge, but yeah, man, just have you watched Jonathan Taylor this season?
I know.
I think he's the guy.
Small field, I'm always down to do the Tyler Warren with JT. I feel like I pull that out every week with a Dimes, JT, Warren, or if you guys have a favorite running back, want to go the Allen route, what do you guys want to do?
I like the Warren call.
Do Warren and then let NFL decide which other running back we take.
Still an elite username.
I know.
The Shield.
I don't know if we said it last time, but they should let him do Rob Lowe as his photo.
We did not, but they should.
What What do you guys want to do here? You could we can scroll at wide receiver.
Start scrolling. Do Nico or do Metcalf on the bring back, and then set up another game stack, or do Metcalf.
All right, let's do Metcalf. I do like Kyron, but at this stage, I don't know. I think there's so many strong running back picks that it is fun to keep another one in your back pocket for the rest of the way.
Yeah. Kyron does feel like obviously like super safe here. I just like I don't know. I have trouble envisioning a ceiling for Kyron personally, but like he could very easily end up with 2 touchdowns in this spot against the lowly Saints. But yeah, I just like have trouble getting like very excited about Kyron Williams. Like I kind of prefer many other running backs to him this week, but his projection is definitely a little scary, and I don't want to get totally killed because I faded Kyron in like the best spot of all time.
Yeah, it's definitely just completely team total driven for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
It does like I like trying to get any one of those 3 Rams. You know, I've been kind of anytime I can get Puka, Kyron, or Devontae, I've just been doing it. But yeah, he's certainly not as sexy as some of these other plays.
No, man.
I'm pretty guilty of when I play Kyron stuff that I always play it like tethered to Puka and tethered to Adams. And I think in a vacuum, it's probably bad, but it's like a bro science thing that's stuck with me from like 3 years ago, where it's like Stafford doesn't have ceiling, and like you encapsulate all the touchdowns in that game, like 3 of them through that.
So we're going to take Daniel Jones on this team. We still need a running back and a wide receiver here. We could do another. You want to do like the Nico?
Let's go Nico. I think we can probably. I wonder if we can push Dimes, because I was thinking about a running back at this next pick.
Monangai?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
We just did the fake ownership thing, but maybe in a time box 3-man.
It's the first draft of the contest.
Yeah.
We just did the fake double scroll that are going to both show up as 90% in this contest.
I'm really not worried about the ownership in an 1,100-person contest.
That's true.
See the ticker on the left side? We're on small field now. So
John's brain does not.
You can't. Don't do it.
We joked about that last week, that John drafts the exact same team in the Big BR as he does the Badge Bros Brawl. It just
hey, and it almost worked because I played 36% Fields and 20 whatever of the Flacco stuff. Jammed it all, and I did that in the Badge Bros Brawl too.
Dude, I found like the best Badge Bros Brawl strategy ever, and it's just like, you know, maybe you get some ranks, maybe you don't. It really doesn't matter. You enter the draft and immediately take your scroll QB and your scroll stack partner and push the plane and just move on. Take that low ownership stack, take your chalk, you know, have some position limits set if you want, and then just like draft another one. I did that with like Joe Flacco 5 times, and he opened up the slate like on fire. It was like John and I chilling at the top of the Badge Bros Brawl at the beginning of the slate. It was beautiful.
No, that is true. Like you think about how like you can't do that in the 6 persons because you just give up too much elite value. But
up the top.
And so then you got to, you got to sit and draft the team. But that one, yeah, I mean those are already short drafts, but you can make them real short drafts with that strategy.
Dude, it's nice.
All right, so here's the final squad. What's that?
You're gonna tell Bink Kings that Roshan Johnson doesn't play football this week.
Yeah, Roshan Johnson is inactive. Binking, you know, I got to shout him out. He's typed more than I've talked over the past 3 hours, which is hard to do. I'm like hosting 2 shows, but Binking has found a way.
Salute for keeping him around. You're the man, Bing Kings. Thank you.
I actually had to ban someone else in the other chat. Binking was actually on the good side there. They were having just the dumbest argument I've ever heard. A guy said you couldn't swap a wide receiver out of your flex spot for a running back, which you can. All right. Anyways, Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Kyle Monangai, DK Metcalf, Nico Collins, Tyler Warren. This is a fun one.
Yeah, that's fun.
All right. Let's get a Badge Bros Brawl here. We'll get our scroll. We'll push the play. No, we can.
I always love getting in the Badge Bros Brawls on stream because it's such a show off contest. Like, everybody in here just like trying to outscrew one another. Like Jonathan Taylor is going to go undrafted in this room. It's going to be great.
Actually, we haven't hit on last night there. We've been guys that usually share the community wins right off the top and off and on the clock. Obviously, a different flow to it. But last night, these feats that keep guys keep one-upping themselves. Fully loaded, longtime ship chaser takes down the NBA slate and
did he really
the NFL slate in the same night. So unbelievable stuff.
Wow.
Primetime Palooza was a chop for 5K. I think it was 4-way, and then the NBA slate was 10K last night. So it's sick night for fully loaded. Mad love.
That's sick.
The Equinox, perfect.
Yeah.
Love it, man. Shout out to Fully Loaded.
Dude, would that be that would be a goated name? You know, you talk about like multi-sport draft leads and stuff. Like the best player on the site, call him the Equinox for a nickname.
Oh,
isn't that
that's
sick?
nasty.
Dude, I'm in a draft with the Equinox. You guys want to do something different than a JT lineup to start? You want to get Chase or Puka? Are we scared of it? You want to do Puka here instead?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Puka.
Well, I think if you guys just had to think through the lens of the three persons, if you were going to get overexposed to the top end wide receivers or overexposed to the top end running backs, which would you choose?
Probably the wide receivers for me.
Yeah, because like I think the wide receivers, I think there's better separation there because like you can still get really good projecting running backs, even though like JT and CMC are generational, but like yeah, there's just greater separation.
Yep, fully agree with you.
I do like Gibbs, and then I'm down for whatever.
I think we do Gibbs and Rice, and then we have fun after that. Yeah, let's get some projected points. You know, let's check the boxes, and then we pull out the trap card.
All right.
I think I got one, boys.
Oh God, I'm so scared.
Sorry, Pete, he beat me to it. I was gonna give us a nice something we talked about on the show. It was gonna be clean. It would make sense. It's out of my hands.
Let's both say it, and then Pete gets to choose.
I don't know. It was just your birthday. I kind of want to let you have this.
Yeah. This is you, John. You know what? I can't say that we're gonna let you do it without judgment, but we are gonna let you do it.
Okay, deal.
And we do have 3 more picks, so I mean, you really have a chance to cook.
Okay, I was gonna say Dart Theo.
Okay, it's not even as gross as I thought.
Yeah. I mean, I was holding my breath there for a moment.
Yeah, wait till you have to take Jennings next, buddy.
Okay, that's where we draw the line. That's where we draw the line. It is interesting though. We were talking about the big five for tight ends. I assume like the Kittle ownership, right? And this one, the Kittle Gadsden, Bowers goes here, but it'll probably by ADP be Bowers Gadsden that gets squeezed in Badge Bros Brawl.
Yeah, for sure. That means there's even more leverage to scroll. But I think I think it's a pretty good week to auto Badge Bros Brawl and stay within 5 tight end band.
We're already hella unique, so I think we can take one of these top RBs here if you guys have a favorite.
I think Jacobs is in like the top band of those 11 plays that I mentioned. 10 plays I said off the top. I would just take Jacobs here because we got unique with the skinny stack.
He's off the injury report too, which is nice.
Yeah.
All right, there it is.
O-line versus D-line mismatch too, according to the ETR guys.
So here's the final team here. Jackson Dart, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, Puka Nacua, Rashee Rice, and Theo Johnson. What kind of ownership do you guys think will be for the Theo and Dart in here?
Not including the show. Like pre-show, it would have been like 0.8 and 0.8. But now with the show, I think it'll probably be about 6 to 8% Dart, and Theo will be 1 to 3.
1 to 3. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm with you.
All right, John, are you in the Dawg Bowl?
I am in the Dawg Bowl.
All right, let's do it. We will hop over and do our Dawg Bowl draft. Did you guys see last week? The team that I drafted on stream was like looking really fun heading into the 4 p.m. window.
I missed that.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
So I had the Breece Hall and Barkley at running back, and then I think I had Kittle at tight end, and then I had the Dimes double stack to Downs and Alec Pierce. And it was it was like 15 points out of qualifying there. And so I was just like, if they get pushed at all, and then Downs scores a touchdown, like Alec Pierce caught a bomb. And I was like, okay. JT even had a screen pass that they called a touchdown. But I just needed that game to be slightly more competitive. But it was fun to have a little bit of a sweat there for a second.
There you go. Especially a stream one. That would have been sick.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I had 39th place, 2 top 100 teams. Yeah, it was a Drake May team with Olave and Jawan. So if Rattler stays in, I definitely win that seat.
Dude, that bed cheek tilted me so much, partly because we were live for the Shipcast and I had Rattler in my pick'em, and I had him in my DraftKings lineups and stuff. It felt so unjustified. Like, I'm like, we've seen such bigger meltdowns from quarterbacks who don't get pulled for that.
I know, man. He deserves better.
Len Keith is on the. Oh, we got the wrong draft up, Pete.
Oh,
Len
sorry,
Keith
my bad.
No, you're good. Len Keith is on the Jonathan Taylor 101. So your boy's going to take Christian McCaffrey at the 2 here, and then my draft neighbor Nez gets to choose.
Okay.
Yeah, not much of a choice for me. It's got to be Gibbs, I think.
If you told me you could have Flacco, I think I'd take Chase. But I understand the thirst for double running back in the Dawg Bowl streets.
It's not even double running back, bro. It's just like running back.
Yeah.
It's just like running back.
Sure, yeah. I think we've opened up some plays, though. We've expanded the player pool a little bit.
Just wait, man. Monongai's not making it back to you.
Yeah.
Like,
because I'm shaking him.
Yeah. Get your hands dirty. No, I mean, there are options, like there will be running backs, but like the difference of projection from Gibbs to the guy that you can have, like, is a lot. Like, for me, like, especially given the late wide receivers that are available in Dawg Bowl this week. Yeah. I really am trying to push wide receiver late. I mean, Cortland Sutton is not in a good game environment. The total's under 40, but Mims is not going to play by all accounts here. And he has like arguably like a round 4 projection, and he's available in round 6 like every time. Like,
yeah, that's a good point.
To me, there's a lot that go late. That for me, in terms of like building optimally, that's what I think is like GTO this week, depending on where you are on the draft board, of course.
Yeah.
What's your body count right now in the?
Jeez, that's not very gentlemanlike. I am at 48. This is 49 for me.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, I plan on getting. I don't know if I'm going to max, but I am going to draft as many as I can. So
yeah,
we'll see. You got a big push, man. 4 more weeks.
Are you guys going trick or treating with Mello tonight? He's a little young, no?
We're accepting trick or treaters. We're handing out gummy nerds.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for the trick or treating. I have to figure out which costume April's going to pick out for me. I'm going to bring up my prop closet and then just have her decide. I thought Fully Loaded might be feeling generous after his double binks and let me get Jefferson and Amon-Ra there, but he was not feeling generous. Monongai did go at pick 14. I'll go ahead and grab a running back here with Jalen Warren.
What's April dressing up as tonight?
She's a ghost. She has been, sometimes it's a spooky ghost, sometimes it's a friendly ghost, but she has been steadfast on a ghost. But she's had She's had a few other costumes throughout the week. Like the library had this like kind of just like pick up and return type of costume. So she's been Winnie the Pooh. She's been Wonder Woman. She's been a snail. She's obsessed with Halloween, which is funny because like, I don't know. I was never like a huge Halloween kid for some reason growing up. And I don't know where it came from, but she's just like obsessed with it.
Maybe it's because her father has a costume closet.
That's so funny. I don't know, Pete. Have you thought about the fact
I know.
rather with props and costumes?
I feel like my prop closet's going to be disappointing to her. Like right now, she really wants me to be a Cyclops because in one of her books, there's a Cyclops, and so I might have to like jerry rig like an eye patch or something to be a Cyclops for her.
That's fun.
All right, so John, you go CMC Nico, Nez, you go Gibbs and Tracy, and I start Amon-Ra and Jalen Warren. Nez, other than the Manungai, Steam, anything noteworthy from this DB draft?
Not yet. I like your Jalen Warren pick. He has been kind of like, so I've seen him fall to the late third, like at post projections once, which is like kind of shocking, but otherwise Warren definitely goes early. Nothing like out of the norm here, man. Okay. This is really how they all go. And then like here, like a tight end run is like about to take place. So yeah.
Alrighty.
I was just looking this up because of the Steelers stuff we were talking about earlier. Have you seen their practice report this week?
In terms of offense or defense?
19 listed names on the practice report this week in terms of like shifting designations.
That's crazy. I mean, I know that their defense is really banged up. They just lost their starting safety, which is like is a big deal because their defense was already really bad. So not ideal. Not ideal.
Yeah. No Jabril Peppers. No Cole Holmcomb looks. I don't know. It's illness, but back-to-back DMPs.
Oof.
I am going to take a guy here that I haven't been getting much in the 6-man, so feels like a good opportunity to get a Travis Etienne share here.
He does not normally fall that far. So
okay. So I get one back on my Jalen Warren, poor CLV with an ETN drop.
Yeah, but that's where Warren should be going.
Well, don't you think it? I mean, is this his new ADP with Manungai and Hendo? I guess Hunt went ahead of him here, which is probably an anomaly, but
yeah. I mean, in that range between like ETN and Chase Brown, like where that next pocket of running backs go, anywhere in that range.
Yeah,
more or less.
I'm surprised how much everyone else likes this Jags Vegas game.
I'm kind of with it, to be honest, or at least I was when Hunter was. Yeah, because like it just on paper, like the matchups like kind of like make sense. Vegas gets Bowers back off a bye. Jags go against this really bad pass defense for the Raiders. I was really into it when Hunter was playing. Hunter out kind of sours things for me, but ETN and BTJ both project pretty well. So,
that's such a bummer. Like the Travis Hunter element just makes the drafting so much more fun. Picking your poison. I mean, I did the Battle Royale Bash yesterday, and Sheep and I drafted both of them. Did the Lawrence BTJ backdoor stack. Sheep, aka Clay Matthews. Let me know who you want us to swap to in the 12 there.
That's awesome. I need to catch up on that. You're on the clock.
I'm on the clock. I'm gonna try to set up my my double with Goff here and grab Laporta.
Nice.
Goff being available in the last round in the majority of these is pretty bullish. Like I did.
Please don't jinx it.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Welcome, Chad. Manungai at 14. It's the new reality as of about an hour ago.
Yeah, somebody asked earlier, Nez, have you seen Manungai get drafted at all? I know I did one earlier, but is that you've seen him get drafted prior to the Swift stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah, like 5th or 6th round, or was it
Sixth
not
round.
even lasting? Yeah, sixth round. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sure the guy that took him wasn't thrilled. It's like, I don't think the big plan, like obviously you kind of cross your fingers and pray, but like I don't think that was like the big idea.
The big move.
Yeah. I got Kraft on this team. I think I'm just gonna. I mean, I do want to take Jordan Love here, but before I do Jordan Love, let me play the JMO angle here and get hopefully double-digit points from my wide receiver here, which like you're probably gonna. This is probably gonna be one of the higher scoring Dawg Bowl weeks we've had in a while, man. This is a deep slate. Usually, Dawg Bowl drafts are not feeling this nice. But a JMO touchdown should do it. Should take care of the wide receiver 2 spot, or 1 in this case.
I can see him in my mind's eye right now, dry humping in the end zone.
Yes.
Yes.
Somebody dressed. I do the JMO Instalytics, man. Somebody dressed as JMO for Halloween on the Lions, and he had a video of him, and he of course did the dance on the practice floor or on the locker room floor.
I will say that's a nice price on this in this draft for Herbert. Herbert coming all the way back to Len, gets JT and Bowers to start, and then is able to get the Ladd and Keenan part of the double. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's really sick to get that double there. John flexing with the.
I was gonna do.
McCarthy.
I was gonna do some more crazy shit than that, but I had the Demont come back to me, and then I was like, I can play this game environment a little bit, put it alongside that. So you
should be able to stack that too.
Yeah, I was trying to, and I actually timed out on the wrong guy first, but it's fine.
Oh. Yeah, John, because now I have 2 wide receivers I was considering here. One was Addison.
John's you're fine. Tight end anyways.
Yeah, I'm going tight end. I have to.
Oh, you're done. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. Okay. It was just pretty transparent who my tight end's going to be now.
Yeah. I actually have 2 wide receivers that I'm interested in, but I think on a big stack here, like I just want to play this game.
Yeah, you absolutely have to jam Jalen Naylor.
There you go. The other wide receiver I was gonna do the same thing I did on stream last week and go back to Josh Downs, play a little mini opposite Jalen Warren there.
I do a lot of Josh Downs in these.
I love it.
Yeah, man. I need this game to pop off.
I was really surprised it was a pace-up game because we're so accustomed to Rodgers playing slow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very surprised that'd be a pace-up game. It's an interesting game because like if the Steelers found a way to score like 4 touchdowns or something, right, and like Warren gets 1 and Rodgers gets 3 through the air, I think the game would actually play slow. But if they're trailing, no. Or if the Colts are playing, like you know what I mean? Like there's I understand that the game can be pace up, but like I want it to go by way of Steelers not leading, them playing catch up. Like for it to go truly nuke, I think like Steelers have to be down 17 or like down 14, like off the hop.
Yeah, I worry about that because then it might just be totally Jover at that point, and then it's a blowout. But I do think the way this game does go nuts is it's Steelers, responding, like every time. Like it has to be a Steelers response, for sure. But a lot of different ways that this game can go off.
Yeah, I'm kind of in like the GA camp right now, where it's like Steelers winning. It's like it's 7-minute drives, like it's. So I think you're right, Nez. Like you want the blow for blow, you want them trailing, you want them playing from behind, kind of vibe.
Yeah, just don't want it to get out of hand.
Yeah, that Flacco stuff will age pretty nice if the shoulder's not overly limited. Line of scrimmage taking Flacco in the last round there.
Yeah, that's nice. I think I'm just going to go Sutton, man, for my last pick there. I was thinking about doing a love double, but I'll just do Lovecraft, and you're not seeing Golden or Watson get drafted often, so if it is those guys, then whatever.
Yeah, I like that. And John gets his hawk. So here's I get the Jared Goff double to Amon-Ra and Laporta with the Addison bring back, and then play Warren and ETN as my running backs. I like how that one shook out. Nez, tell us your full squad here.
Yeah, full squad. Jordan Love, Jahmyr Gibbs, Tyron Tracy, Jamison Williams, Cortland Sutton, and Tucker Kraft.
And John, what did you cook up?
I cooked up a little JJ McCarthy thing. So I went CMC, then I went Nico in London, those two kind of like underpriced wide receivers, plus give me stackouts. And then David Montgomery fell back to me. So I went with the mini off of that with JJ McCarthy and TJ Hawkinson to 70 plus scrolls.
I love it. Good stuff there. Some other interesting names in the last round, mainly quarterbacks and tight ends. We do see Tajay Spears. That's kind of a fun Mr. Irrelevant there at 72. You see Booty stacked with May. Shakir all the way in the 6th round as part of a game stack opposite Mahomes Worthy. I like that pick as well. James Cook too. So just fully getting into that game, which we've seen those Chiefs Bills games. Anytime like two of the powerhouses get together, it's like they have the potential to put up that like 40-37 type game. So I love the overstacks there.
Mm-hmm, me too.
All right, fellas. Oh, go ahead.
Nez just said the Christian Watson stuff. Like, if there's anything to push that game environment, who's going undrafted, like Christian Watson could be this week's Troy Franklin. Like, the utilization report last week has him as the highest of the Packers wide receivers. 1 week away from the injury, not on the injury report at all this week. 18 on the ADOT, 65% of routes. 17% target per route run. Christian Watson's a fun scroll.
I don't disagree, man. I've done it.
Yeah. No Wicks. Like Golden is in his Henderson era, apparently.
Good call.
Yeah.
The Wicks stuff really does matter, Pete, because the overlap in the role there. We've talked about that the last couple of years, how they were like, that was like the 1-for-1 was like that role.
Yeah.
Good doubt.
And you will still see, I think they had did they do a little, it's Malik Heath is the other guy that gets in the rotation there, but not enough to do a dent.
Yeah. And they don't play Bo Melton on offense anymore. Anyway, sorry.
And in the, who else did they have? Savion Williams, the other.
Yeah.
RB3.
If you have 19 wide receivers, do you really have one? I believe is how that saying goes. All right, guys, let's spice it up.
Pick'em, spicy margs, radioactive spice.
Let's spice it up, slop it up.
I mean, slide.
Permission to slide, Your Honor.
You sliders.
That's a 65X. That makes me feel things. All right, guys, let's do it here. As I'm just laughing at what this notification is from Underdog and remembering that this is from tailing a Johnny Football's pick'em. I now live in fear of not tailing. This man just hits these fucking bombs and then tags me and says, "Hey, did you tail that?" The answer was no, but Johnny, I'm not going to make that mistake going forward, okay? Let me X out 19 of these picks.
Holy shit.
It was like $25 to win $50K.
I hit it with the boost too.
It was like the epitome of the Discord not financial advice emoji.
So funny. And it is it's not too early for Margs. In fact, I recommend it. All I can do is crack a Topo Chico, which I will do. And man, Underdog is on to me because they are back to giving me unlimited 30% profit boost. So
oh man, that's what I wanted to see, but also like not what I wanted to see, because now we just gotta gotta prove that it's unlimited this weekend.
All right, I will give people the ASMR Topo Chico bottle opener. Let me see if I can get it nice here. I kind of did the slow play on that. I don't know if it hit as hard. All right, guys. Where are we starting here for the core?
I'm switching it up, man, because I've been doing lowers the whole season, and now the Tony Pollard number is just too low to hit a lower anymore. I'm doing a higher on Josh Downs. I was on this game all show.
Love that.
It sounds like I just ripped that out of your.
No. I said yes. I'm just like, I'm stoked. I don't know if I had the balls to put it in the core, so I like it.
Yeah. I like the receiving yards, man. I think this game's just going to go off, and we're going to see Josh Downs run a lot of routes because this game is going to require Josh Downs to run a lot of routes. So 38.5 receiving yards is in the bag for old Josh Downs.
I like it. Sorry, John, let me get this overlay correct here. What do you want to do, John? What do you got for us?
This is going to be an absolute John special.
Oh, God.
You guys ready for this?
I don't think so.
Emmanuel Wilson.
What?
Higher on the receiving yards.
Okay. Is this an unabated special or a John special?
This is a combination of the John model and the unabated stuff. It is unabated's highest edge play based on the stuff that I ran this morning.
Okay.
There's been a little bit of a role change. There's the questionable stuff with Jacobs, and the projection's significantly more than 6.5.
Okay. I dig it. I'm going to go with Brian Thomas, guys. It's 5.5 receptions. I swear to God, if this dude can't get to 6 receptions and is getting out targeted by Parker Washington and fucking De'Ami Brown and Hunter Long or whatever, it's just Jover. So we're going to all go down with the ship. Brian Thomas against Las Vegas, who gets roasted by outside wide receivers. 5.5 receptions for BTJ here.
Let's do it, alligator arms.
I like it, man. I like it. I thought that number would have changed. I saw that at 5.5 with the 1X, and I thought for sure it was going to change either to like a sub 1X or to 6.5 at like
that's what
1.1.
Yeah, because we've generally you get these spots like the Pittmans, the before times Jacoby Myers. You get some of these, target hogs, and I feel like that's always it's like the 5.5 and it's juice. So I like that. All right, here is the core. As always, I will drop these in the chat. I will drop these in the private chat, which John will always remind me to drop them in the private chat, and we'll put them in the Discord, etc., to make sure you guys have these. All right, where do we want to head next here? We can get a couple more in, and then I got to get trick or treating.
Sure. Can we do Colts Steelers? I know we just did Josh Downs, but the other fun spots have like question marks. Like Chicago Cincy as a slop it up has the Flacco stuff. We just got Mac Jones in for San Francisco at New York Giants. There's a lot of ambiguity elsewhere. Let's play this one, man.
Yep, let's do it. Try to get this scroll to this game here. But where do you want it? Do you want to start with the Downs, or do you want to do a little slide on Downs?
I think I'll start with the 1X here on Jonathan Taylor receiving yards at 17.5. He's cleared this more often than not in his box scores. Again, I expect this to be a high-paced game. I expect Daniel Jones dropbacks here. Jonathan Taylor has been running he's like top 5 in routes run for running backs. Jonathan Taylor's good with the ball in his hands. Jonathan Taylor.
Nice one.
I like it.
Okay.
I feel like we should play something on the Steelers, like an onslaught around it.
Yeah.
Like maybe some slides with like Rodgers passing yards, Austin, Metcalf, something like that.
Yeah, I like the slide there. You can tell me to slow my roll. Well, Austin's back, all right. Because I was gonna say, man, kind of like Roman Wilson, but
that's interesting, Nez, because I was about to suggest Roman Wilson 1.5 receptions as well.
I don't mind tossing that in there.
Yeah, he's starting to ramp up a little bit. But
utilization stuff was pretty nice last week comparative to what it had been. But obviously, you're talking about the Austin impact.
I will say I do not love the prices on these slides. Like taking Rodgers up to 250 is only a 1.06 off of his 235.5.
What if we did touchdowns?
Yeah. If you do Rodgers touchdowns and you do DK yardage,
Like do 3 touchdowns for Rodgers.
Yeah, 1.8 is a good boost.
Yeah, 1.8 would be the equivalent of 290. I don't love that.
I don't think he's done that in 7 years.
Yeah. And then what? Slide like Metcalf to 100.
Yeah. Another 1.8x.
That gets you up to 12.06 on this 3. And then John, what was the one you liked? Roman Wilson.
Yeah, Roman receptions, I think. Unless you guys prefer the yardage.
I'm not super familiar with his game. That gets us to a 20x pre-boost. That seems pretty clean.
Yep, I like it.
Good with it.
All right, there we go. So yeah, it gets you up to a 26x there. Here's this one. Jonathan Taylor, higher 17.5 receiving yards. Aaron Rodgers, 3 pass TDs. Metcalf hits the century mark receiving, and Roman Wilson notches 2 receptions here.
I'm starting to think that Frog Clone is just Nez's burner in the chat because this is 2 Steelers slates in a row where he's wanted to slide Roman Wilson to the moon.
Dude, he followed me to Davis's show this morning with me, and he said, if Nez doesn't say Roman Wilson, I'm leaving. And I didn't say Roman Wilson, and he stopped replying.
I love it.
I like it. Someone on the internet who actually, stays true to their word and follows through on their threats.
It's like following like politicians who receive donations. They're like, you gonna say Roman Wilson? Like you're a Steelers fan. All right, should we slide one and then call it so you can go trick or treating? You got time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I'm trying to think another good. Would you guys want to do? Let's do something with either Amon-Ra, Jefferson, Addison, JMO.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I mean, I think probably JMO would be the best dollar per value slide candidate. I like the mini of Addison JMO like a lot. So
it's fun.
My suggestion for JMO would just be like a touchdown. Like when JMO goes off, like he just goes all the way. So like just play it as though like he scored a touchdown's 1.37x for Jameson Williams. Unless you see something that like equates to 1.37 that you like more. I think you just like do JMO scores a touchdown. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, I mean the equivalent, if he scores a touchdown, do you think he's getting like if he gets to 70 yards, that's a 1.62?
Yeah, I like that more.
Okay.
But
I do feel like because he's such a big play merchant, I'd rather get paid off a little bit more on the yards.
Is it combined? Is it combined yardage that we get the end around mixed in too?
Do they have combined?
No.
I'm not seeing combined yardage for him. And then Addison, he's similarly down here low. Like if you take him to like 80, going from 70 to 80 is from 1.59 to 2.32. JMO 70, Addison 80. If you boost that, you get up to a 13x.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
you don't have to get too wild with it.
No, I mean it's like Gibbs and Amon-Ra, like one of those guys is for sure scoring a touchdown. I'm just seeing if like 23. But yeah, let's keep it simple. Let's get the thesis of the play here. JMO, Addison, and play this one.
Yeah,
beautiful. We didn't share it on our show previously, but since we're doing the pick'em segment right now, Dawg Bowl qualifier this week, 43.3x there. So underdog.
What was it?
Tweet. 43.03. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it was Breece Hall, Rhamondre Swift, Dallas Goedert, George Kittle, and Stephon Diggs.
Okay. There you go. You said they tweeted it out. I can pull that up here.
Yeah, I got the link for you. They also tweeted out the scores for all of them. There you go. Links in the private chat.
Okay. Yeah, I've been firing here. Okay, yeah, that's cool to have the scores. 15.39 week 1, 40.43, 46.21, 129, 22, 198, 41, 43. So if you throw out a couple of the outliers here, you're this 40 to 50 range is really kind of the sweet spot.
Yep, fully agree with you. And then like the week dependency stuff of like shorter week, more teams on bye, or the international travel week of like 5 and 8 and that sort of thing. I think it's more hinging upon chalk touchdowns hitting opposed to opposed to total game environment of the slate, if that makes sense.
Yep. All right, don't twist my arm. Go AZ cards. Let's do a Dart Theo, and then we'll get out of here. All right.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can pick something on the Niners, maybe like a Kittle Tutty or something.
Winners in the chat. Let's go.
Wow, did you not know 23 J Suts here? Incredible.
Right on.
He just found out.
What?
That's
I know. I'm reading that too, but like, what?
Yeah.
Wild stuff. Love it.
So how's Theo's been more? What is the funnest way to play Theo? He's like had the inverse. Like he's had a 6 reception, 33-yard game, a 3 reception, 66-yard game. He's had a 2 touchdown game.
He is very low ADOT.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd play him as lower longest reception. But like if we're playing exciting Theo game, I think you just play like receptions to 6 for 2x. Or yeah.
Yeah. I like that. He did that twice. Or at least once. He did it once.
The yardage game where he had 60 yards was a fluke. That pass wasn't even intended for him. It bounced off somebody and he snagged it and took it for a touchdown.
Yo, good ball knower. I fully remember that play in my mental model now that you say it, Nez. I didn't remember it in the moment, but as soon as you say it out loud, it's like, oh yeah, shit, that's exactly what happened.
So Dart has had a rushing TD in all but one game. Do you just take that 1.32?
Yeah, rushing TD plus Theo yardage and or receptions, and we've landed on receptions. Dude.
Sorry, you're cutting out off your mic there, John.
I like it. We're good.
Let's see here. Do we want to
CMC receptions?
Yeah, either that or like a Kittle TD.
Yeah, either or.
CMC receptions is 5.5. Yeah,
I think we do Kittle.
Kittle?
I think we do Kittle because it's like extended. It's extended tight end day. Everybody keeps talking about it.
Extended.
You want to do touchdown or because it's close to even money, so we could do something else if we like another thing.
He's scoring a touchdown, man.
Okay, let's hit it with the boost. So Theo Johnson, 6 receptions, Dart rushing TD, Kittle, and that gets you up to a nice 16x there. All right, there's a good pick 'em and a good boy here. All right.
Mr. Large Boy knows what time it is. He goes, get me out in this rain.
I should mention a few other underdog-related things. I have my weekly column up on Fantasy Life, going through some favorite angles there if you guys want to read more about the slate. And I also have my gems available for both YouTube members and Underdog Masterclass subs. So many questions about swaps. I continue to see them coming in. Go check out the free course on the site. The whole swap lesson is completely free. Otherwise, if you want to get the whole thing, use promo code BADGE for 10% off here. And get that masterclass, and you'll have some more content to consume over the next couple days before lock. Anything else for you guys?
No strip Nez.
Yes. I think tomorrow night is my understanding. I talked to my wife about it, but I kind of forget what we actually landed on. So I'll let you guys know very soon. Because like it was kind of conflicting. She says she has a lot of things to do tomorrow, but I was like, but it's gonna be when you're asleep anyway. So I'll let you guys know. I always do this shit off the cuff anyways. Like it's very low stakes. But see you there either tonight or tomorrow. Stay tuned.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, and then I'll have After Dark tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Easy. Everybody knows him from the Deposit Kingdom. I'm sure we'll be chopping it up, getting everybody ready for the week 9 slate. I think the last time Easy came on after dark, we did a bomb team that finished like 2nd or 3rd. So we'll see if we can
nice
run good rolling there. All right, guys, appreciate all of you. Join us in the Discord, Deposit Kingdom Discord, link down below. Check out the masterclass, 10% off, promo code BADGE. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and subscribe to the Badge Bros channel, specifically if you guys want all of that hoops goodness. These guys running all kinds of shows throughout the week for these hoop slates. I'm Pete. Everyone have a happy Halloween. Get those calluses on your hands, building those lineups. Nez throwing it down the pike here. And we're out.